Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the previous lesson, we read about some letters that when the letters connect with any other letter and when two or more than two letters join with each other, so how they look like and how we have to recognize those letters. So now in this lesson, inshallah, we will read about some other letters that when those letters connect with each other, so how they looks like, how we have to read them and how we can recognize those letters. So now we are starting this lesson. First of all, we have to read Ta'awuz and Tasmiyah. I'm reading, so read with me. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So first of all, we have some single letters. These are the letters we already read in the previous lessons. So the first letter is Ba. So for recognizing Ba, you have to focus on the dot. That Ba has one dot at the bottom. Then the next one is Ta. And Ta has two dots at the top. Then Sa. Sa has three dots at the top. Then Noon. And for recognizing Noon, you have to focus on the dot that Noon has one dot at the top. And then the next letter is Ya. Normally when Ya comes alone, so it doesn't have any dot. But when Ya connects with any other letter, so it has two dots at the bottom. See, so when Ya connects with any other letter, so it has two dots at the bottom. So you can recognize the Ya by those two dots at the bottom. Okay, now this one, there are two letters. The first one, which has a dot at the bottom, is Ba. Ba. And then this one is Alif. Alif. Ba. Alif. Then this one, the first letter is Na. Then this one, the first letter is Noon. We read about the Noon, that when Noon connects with any other letter, so for recognizing Noon, we have to look at the dot, that Noon has one dot at the top, so it is Noon. And then the next letter, the straighter line, this is Alif, and we also recognize the Alif by the top of it. I told you that on the top, when Alif connects with any other letter, so on the top it bends on the right side. So that's how we can recognize Alif. So Noon, Alif. Then the first letter, which has two dots at the top, is Ta. And the second letter is Alif. Ta. Alif. The next letter, which has two dots at the bottom, I told you that normally when Ya comes alone, it doesn't have any dot, but when it comes with any other letter, so we have to put two dots at the bottom of Ya. So this one, which has two dots at the bottom, this letter is Ya. And the next letter is Alif. Ya. Alif. The next two letters, the first letter, which has three dots at the top, is Sa. Sa. alif, tha, alif. Then this letter which has a dot at the bottom, this is ba, and then sin, ba, sin. Then the first letter which has two dots at the bottom is ya. The second letter is sin. So the first letter is ya, sin. Then these two letters, the first one is noon, because we know that noon has a dot at the top, so this letter has a dot at the top, so this is noon. And the second letter is sin, noon, sin. The next two letters are, the first one is ta, because we know that when a letter having two dots at the top, so that letter is ta. And then the second letter is sin, ta, sin. These two letters, the first one is sa, because it has three dots at the top, and the letter having three dots at the top is sa. And then sin, sa, sin. The next two letters are sa, because it has three dots at the top, so it is sa. And then Jim. This letter, the second one, Jim, it is in its original shape, so you can easily recognize that it has a dot in the middle of it. So these two letters are sa, the first one, and then the second one is Jim. Then first letter having two dots at the top is ta, and then the second letter, it is in its original shape, ha, ta, ha. Next one is, the first letter having a dot at the top is noon, and then the next letter is kha. First letter is noon, and the second letter is kha. So this is the lesson. You have to practice this, and as I told you in the beginning, for recognizing the joint letters, the most important thing is the dots. When you know the dots of letter, that which letter has how many dots and where they are, at bottom or at the top, so that's how you can easily recognize the letters when they are connected with each other. So you have to practice this, and you have to memorize the dots of letters, okay? So it will be easy for you to recognize the letters. So inshallah, in the next lesson we will read some other letters, and then we will continue.